Chat, I have some sad news today. Um, I just found out as I was logging into the stream and everything. Um, there's an update for Path of Exile. It's 1.1 gigs, and so that just means we'll be delayed a little bit longer. I'm sorry. Hey Devil, how you doing, bud? How are you doing? You have a good day today? We're at 208 megabytes out of 1.1 gigs. And we're drinking Arizona today. Doing good. Feeling much better than I have in a while. Good, man. Good. Why you been feeling so down? Do you want to talk about it? Because we got time. Because if you're going to throw something out there, I'm going to give you a nice, very comfortable philosophical speech that is going to cover every reason why you should never feel down. I got time. I've just been having stomach issues for a while now. Stomach issues, I'm assuming either ulcers or regular nausea from anxiety or regular diarrhea from anxiety. And both of which, actually all three of those issues are directly linked to stress. So stress is caused by a hormone known as cortisol, which I'm sure you're familiar with it, being that has very prickly hair right here. I'm sure you're familiar with cortisol, being that, you know, of course, you're doctor, well, medic, field medic, and such. Cortisol is a stress hormone that's released in times of stress. It helps and aids in like your fight or flight response. I didn't realize that was actually running today. That thing never runs. It helps aid in your fight or flight response. But the problem is that most people have a constant supply of cortisol these days. And because of that, they're constantly anxious, constantly stressed out, constantly in a state of fight or flight, so you end up with anxiety and depression. And the best way to counter cortisol is to figure out where your trigger is. Where is your cortisol drip coming from? It's difficult to do unless you're really in tune with yourself, which most people aren't. So it's something it can be very difficult to really get a hold of it or get a handle on it. But once you find your cortisol drip and you isolate it, you can actually shut it off. And when you shut off your cortisol drip, you then allow the flow of endorphins, dopamine, serotonin, and oxytocin, all of which are very, 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 very good for you in the appropriate quantities. So endorphins and dopamine you can get pretty much by yourself. It's two chemicals that are released through basically self-accomplishment. So completing a goal or exercising, you know, just really putting the body into kind of a position where it has to overcome with drugs that it makes itself. For instance, endorphins. When you laugh, your body releases endorphins. It has kind of like a pain-killing effect because if you laugh too hard and for too long, your body stops releasing endorphins, and then your stomach starts to hurt because your organs are being bounced around. Of course, you know that's what they do. Which is why endorphins is released to help numb that sensation so you don't die of laughter. Now, on the other hand, serotonin and oxytocin are more of a group drug. It's where the love feeling comes from. When you're in groups of people, if you accomplish things together or you build bonds and relationships, you can get little hits of oxytocin and serotonin. Those are a little bit more difficult. So endorphins and dopamine, they're highly addictive, very easy to get a hold of, very easy to mass produce, very easy to just keep that flow constantly coming. But you want to balance that out with oxytocin and serotonin, because when you're working in a group together, you get more of a high. And you feel a lot better because that's part of your biological need, your biological necessity. Now, where that ties into a philosophical conversation is once you've isolated your cortisol drip and you can successfully shut it off when you need to, you can start to produce this euphoric sensation in your body that is so peaceful and so just beautiful that you start to love everything. Everything around you becomes something you can love. It's a very similar sensation to when you're meditating. When you actually reach a successful state of meditation, the body starts to enter a state of euphoria, a state of just extreme pleasure. And that's where a lot of people start. So they experience this euphoria, this touch into the greater existence of life. And they become addicted to it and they start hunting it. And it's freaking amazing. So this greater touch of life that you're interacting with when you're meditating, you could express it as God. You could express it as a higher spiritual plane, a higher spiritual level of existence. I've heard a lot of people just express it as touching, the ever so tip of the iceberg of the existence of God within the physical flesh. When you do this, you start to unlock latent human abilities. You can start to perceive your world in a different way. You can start to perceive things not as things, but as different existences themselves. There was one, I would call him a yogi. There was one yogi that I read up on, I watched a video about, where he was saying that he could have an intimate conversation with a wall just because it's another piece of existence. Not that it's life, not that the wall is going to have a conversation back with him, but that he could intimately converse with any inanimate object just because of the life that exists within it. And it's such a beautiful philosophy to have, because everything has a vibrational frequency. Everything has a vibrational life force to it. And when you can actually start to pinpoint and interact with this vibrational life force and things, you can start to bond with things on a deeper level, more so than you thought that you could before. And it's where you start to have a really comfortable existence in life. It's where you start to have a very comfortable, place with yourself, with the things around you. You stop becoming attached to the minor problems of things, and you just slowly build on yourself piece by piece, and it's beautiful. But hey, Path of Exile just finished downloading, so we're going to switch over and play that. Aha! But yeah, so also on the topic of cortisol, cortisol will actually stop your body from healing. That's why people get so sick so often, because they live in a state of stress and anxiety. And that cortisol flow is so constant and so regular that that their body just starts to break down and they start to get sick on a regular basis. Because when you're in that state of anxiety, that state of stress, when you have cortisol coursing through your veins, your body shuts off a lot of its secondary and tertiary processes, such as, cell reproduction, cell waste removal. It focuses on fight or flight and survival, which basically gets blood to your major organs and your brain and keeps you alive. But when you're in that state, your body will start to decay because it doesn't take care of the rest of the ecosystem, the outer rim of the ecosystem, if you will. A good example of that's like diabetic neuropathy. With diabetic neuropathy, once you get to a certain stage, your limbs, from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes, starting from the tips of your fingers and starting from the tips of your toes, your limbs start to go numb from the exterior because it's a lack of blood flow and oxygenation of the tissues. So they get itchy and tingly, and then they start to go numb. And then after a while, they start to change color. They just get darker and darker and darker until the limb itself actually eventually turns black. And at that point, you've reached a point of necrosis where that area of the body has been so starved of oxygen for so long that it just starts to rot off of your body. It's really nasty. There's a lot of ways to fight it. There's a few medical companies I've been introduced to that are just absolutely amazing. I'd love to share them with you, but I'm not going to do it here. So that's a good example of how cortisol works. And what's happening is your body is sacrificing the outer reaches. And then it eventually comes back to your core and it kills you. Meditation is a great way to center and relax the brain and the body so you can stop your cortisol flow. But also, if you can focus on yourself and isolate that cortisol drip or the source of your cortisol, then you can actually basically take control of your life and harness it the way that you want to. It's freaking amazing. I was able to do it in December, and I like that week was that was the best week I've had in years. And then I forgot all about it, and I got caught up in life again, so I just started getting stressed out about everything again. But now, not so much. You just let it go. Like tonight, it's just me, all by myself. Liam is with his grandparents, and Griffin's with his mother. I don't agree with it. I'm not okay with it, but I don't have a choice in it. So, here I am, having my stream. Building a better future for myself and my kids. What the hell is that noise? Oh, also, a lot of people are very confused about what meditation is or how to meditate. You don't sit down and try not to think. That's not how that works. Because when you sit down and you try not to think, all you're going to do is think about not thinking. And then all you're going to do is just keep thinking about not thinking, and it's just a vicious cycle of thinking about not thinking, and then you're just thinking the whole time, and you're like, well, fuck this, because it's not working, and that's not how it works. The way meditation actually works is you sit down and you relax, and you let your world go quiet. The best way to do it is to sit down and focus on the sound of your breath. Because when you focus on the sound of your breath, it eventually consumes your thought. So then you're just listening to the in and the out of your breathing. And when you do that, you slowly stop thinking, because all that's filling your head is the sound of your breath. And eventually you'll get to the point where you can start to meditate without having to focus on your breathing. It just happens naturally. And you just progress forward. Little bit by little bit. Do I want the Stygians again? I don't think so. I'm enjoying this guy. I'm enjoying these fellows. Pretty freaking awesome. Drool Maw? Really? Really? You named him Drool Maw. That's... Anyway. Any questions? Do I need to elaborate on anything, or is everybody tracking so far? I love talking about stuff like this because it's stuff that I've researched, it's stuff that I used to do professionally. Like, I used to work in the natural and holistic health field. So I was a certified personal trainer for a while. I helped people change their lives. I helped people turn their lives around in some really, really fun ways. But I couldn't bring myself to keep charging people to do it because I enjoyed it too much. It just didn't work for me. What the hell is that? Ooh, I have never seen one of those before. And then what the hell just killed me? I will BRB, gonna shower. Oh. Nudity, really? Well, enjoy your shower. Oh, right, yes. Anyway, no, we'll come to that later. What? You started without moi? Sounds like Miss Piggy. Yes, Miss Piggy. What? Oh God. Without moi? No. Ever. You missed it. We just had a short philosophical dissertation on meditation and stress. And then Devil's gonna go hop in the shower now. It was fun, man. It was fun. Really makes me wish I was putting these like into YouTube videos. I think I'm gonna start doing that next week on my days off. I'm gonna sit down and go through all my stuff and start making the videos, uploading them to YouTube. I had to find a sort of waypoint before joining. That's okay. Still killing some Grim Dawn then? Excuse you, fellows. Oh, my res is still good. The Rotting Core. Finally found a stupid cool attack? Hell yeah, man. Let's see. I use a two-handed gun, and when I shoot with it, lightning bolts fall out of heaven to kill enemies. It's okay. That's okay, bud. I'm tracking. I'm tracking. Okay. Delete that one. It's weird. Properties. Okay. Huh. That is really weird. Why isn't that working? You is the goodest. Well. Not working. I'll have to set a reminder to take a look into the donation goal after the stream because it's not working. I can't get it to work, chat. This year, I want to make $15,000 while streaming. Oh, that's true. Yeah. There shouldn't be. I mean, there shouldn't be. But, yeah, I'll look it up. I think maybe it just isn't working right now. I think I have to do it before I start the stream. I think it's one of those things that when you do it, you need to do it while you're not live. But I don't know. I'll look into it. I might just need to update OBS. If you manage to get that amount, I will start thinking of streaming. I'll get there. Don't worry about me getting there. I'll get there. I'm not worried about the who, what, when, where, or how. I will get there. Oh, they released footage of the 2020 Outback today. I need one. They are gorgeous. The 2020 Subaru Outbacks are just absolutely gorgeous. The black car. Alright, I forgot about this part. I don't like this area. It is not pleasurable for me in the least. These friggin' curses and stuff. I see. Well, I think I know. Stick to my electronic vehicle. Yes. The scooter. But, yes. So, with this new job, I'm gonna need to work on some extra avenues of income for a little bit, but I will get to the point where I can advertise my channel and I can stream regularly and make money. So I don't have to worry about it. The stream is going to be successful this year. That is how this is going to play out. My view count keeps fluctuating like crazy. Hope you manage it, man. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate your words of encouragement, my friend. I just have to make it a reality. It's all on me. I'm the one who will make my stream successful. I'm the one who needs to dedicate the time and the effort into it. I'm the one who needs to supply the entertainment. I'm the one who will make my stream successful. All of my viewers are an equal part of making my stream successful. And I'm here to basically make it worth it for them. That's the goal, and that's the plan. I hate this area. This one and the Ice Palace, I don't like them. Or, I guess it's a Lightning Palace. Okay, I think I was over here. Yep, right there. You got the power, just not the defenses. No, I have maximum resist. Well, okay, yeah, I have max resistances, but my armor's old. Yes, this is true.